Hello, welcome to office hours for July 13th. Hey Debbie, good to see ya. Looks like
Hello.
is here. Hello. Mel, how are you guys doing?
Very well, thank you for asking.
I'm good. Hey Mel. So who's got questions? Who wants to start us off?
Me.
Go for it. What do you got? What's up?
It's rare that I can actually join these calls. I have been watching them and I learned so much from them. So they're really good.
Oh, awesome. Good to have you in person.
Yeah, it's nice to be here. And it's quite a simple question, I think, Rachel, in the sense it's around timers.
Okay.
So what I've done is I've set the timer for 5 days. So as soon as someone comes in that day one, the content is released each day. So my question is, what happens when the timer comes to an end? Do I have the function of sort of setting something? Because ideally, I would like the content to still be available for maybe a week after that, because I know sometimes people, things get in the way and they might not be able to get in each day, but at least leave it open for another week. But then I do want it to stop then. So if anyone else tries to get back in, they can't. So Did I explain that well?
I think so. Yeah, absolutely. So the first question was, what happens at the end of the timer? And the simple question is, nothing happens unless you set something up, and we'll look at how to do that. But they don't, the content doesn't disappear. Nothing goes poof at 0 unless we want that to happen. Right, so the only thing that happens is it goes to 0 and that's it. It's just a motivating thing for them to see. But you can absolutely set up an automation to remove students from the course after any given period of time.
Okay. Right.
Which it sounds like you want to do.
So
this is like a limited time thing. They get access for X amount of time. Yeah. And then does everybody get removed or?
Well, my other question is, and I think it will work, but people will be going to be coming in at different stages. Not everyone's going to come in at the same time.
No problem.
But I'd still like the same setting applied for everyone when they start. Yeah,
cool. So no problem to have people coming in at different times, because what you can do is set up an automation, and we can look at how to do this. Basically, they join the course, and then you're going to create an automation that says when user added to this course is the starting trigger. And then you're going to set a delay timer, and it's going to say 1 day, 2 days, 1 week, 2 weeks, whatever amount of time you want. And then it's going to say remove from course as the action. So they come into the course, the amount of time that you decide is going to pass, then they're going to automatically be removed. Right. And everybody can come in at different times. They each get 2 weeks or whatever it is, and they each get removed.
Right. Yeah, that's exactly what I would like to do. Yeah.
Cool. So that is actually pretty simple to set up. Do you want me to walk you through doing it, or do you want me to?
I've set the timer, so that's all set up. So when somebody joins, that's all ticking along nicely, and the course content is released, daily. It was just the bit at the end I was a bit unsure about, so I don't know whether you can just skip to that and show me the setting where I need to do that.
Absolutely, yeah. Do you want to do it in your account and have me direct you through it, or do you want me to just?
Oh, no, yeah. If you can show me your end, that's fine. Yeah.
Sure. Okay, so, oops. Sorry, I just lost my screen. Are you guys seeing the inside of my account?
Yeah.
So we're going to open up your course, and we're going to go to step 5 of the secret sauce. We're going to go to the experience engine. And what you can do is simply create a new experience. The starting trigger is going to be added to course. since you won't need a stopping trigger for this. So starting trigger is going to be added to course. And then you're going to set a delay timer. And then you're going to, let me get my screen. Remove them from the course. And you're going to need to select just the actual name of the course that we're in. So that's what the automation is going to look like. We're going to want to make sure we have everything green toggled on. And that's like the simplest version. You can get all super fancy with tags and only, adding or removing people if they do or don't have tags. Like if they, if they finish it, you let them keep it. If they don't finish it, you remove them. So you can get all super fancy, but this is just the basics. They're added to the course,
Right.
wait 2 weeks, remove from course.
Sure. Yeah. That was the piece I was missing, was the delayed timer bit. I think, yeah.
Cool. And keep in mind, you can always stack timers if you don't have the exact increments that you want. You can always stack timers and be like 2 weeks and 2 days or something like that.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I get that. Yeah. Oh, brilliant. That's helpful. Thank you. Yeah, that's answered the question. I'll give it a go and see what happens.
Awesome.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you bet. What else? Who else has got questions?
Hi there, it's Amelia. Sorry, I joined late, so I'm not sure if I was supposed to put my hand up or can you turn
Popping on is totally fine. How's it going?
Good. Yep, I'll turn my camera on. I mean, I do have a specific question, and then I wanted to well, I have a couple of questions, but I actually contacted support because I was having a lot of problems testing my course.
Okay.
And it had to do, and I wanted to know from you and anybody else, any advice about testing the course. So I am working with Marina on parts of my course and courses for Done For You. Parts of it I'm trying to do myself.
Cool.
Now testing, I was using test students, which I created, and then I would make changes, then I would have to test again. So then I was testing and I was trying to figure out the best way to test, because the emails, I only have 4 emails that I have my regular email and a junk email. So I discovered that if you set up a test student and use the same email, it doesn't work because the system recognizes the same email and it just doesn't work right. And you ended up not getting the XPs to add up, and it's a mess. So then I just got a message from somebody from support that gave me a way you can put something with your email address so that it doesn't do that. But I also did another way to test is I signed up for the course with a pretend student from the, for first I was setting up on the back end, setting up the test student and then assigning the course to that student. And then another way I did it was I went to the order page and just put in, Amanda Smith, pretend person with a coupon code, which is actually, I have 2 people that want to test the course for me. And I'm going to do that with them. I'm going to give them the course for free and give them a coupon that they could use so that the course is free. So that would be a true test. So I was just wondering, with your expertise and anybody else, on the call, because testing is so important, and to make sure, your XPs and you get your emails and your celebrations and then the certificate. So I was not getting the course completion email. Therefore, I could never test the certificate, which is another thing to test. So Whew, that's a mouthful. So sorry.
Oh, good. Yeah, great question. So you're absolutely right that you want to use a unique email for each test student because that is how the student is identified in Xperiencify. So if you use the same email twice, you're entering the same student twice, and that's not going to work for the purpose of what you're doing. The thing to know about not having enough emails, and maybe this is what Susan might have just mentioned to you, is that in many email servers, let's take Gmail, for example, to spell out how to do this, you can actually create an infinite amount of unique email addresses. So if my Gmail address is rachelhardy@gmail, and I type in, when I create a test student, if I type in Rachel Hardy plus July 13th at gmail.com, that will look like a unique email to Xperiencify. So that'll work for the purposes of what you want to do. And it'll still go to my Gmail inbox. Does that make sense?
Yes, and that's part of what she emailed me. So after the plus sign, you can put any string of characters.
Yep.
And that doesn't have to be a separate Gmail that's actually set up. It could just be anything.
It'll all go to the same inbox.
Oh, that's excellent. Okay. Because
It
Marina
is.
was mentioning that in one of her emails, but I didn't get it. Like and talking to you, or, maybe specifically asking in support was, a little bit more a lot more helpful. Okay. So is that your best way for us to test our course? And
That's what I do. Yeah.
okay. And that could be done on the back end and add a student when you go to the students on the menu on the left.
Yeah, exact same thing. Yep.
And add a student that way. Okay. So the other way I tested, where I went to the order form, I mean, that was a good experiment, but that might be like if I had testers that wanted to test the course, I can just have them do it that way. Like they go to the order form and I give them a coupon for 100% off.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Versus setting it up, because if I set it up on the back end, then I mean, I could do that too, but I don't know if other people are
Yeah,
trying
I don't think
that
it's,
way or.
I mean, I would certainly test your order form at some point before you release the course, whether somebody else does it or you do it. And you can do it exactly like you said, have them create a coupon, or you can just test it yourself. So yeah, you want to do that. You want to test the order form as one piece of the process. But other than that, it's not really any different whether you add them through the order form or add them manually.
On the back end. Okay. And just so I understand, like, is office hours like versus contacting support versus I've been, working with Marina and I have had a lot of tech questions. So I was not sure if I should be asking her because I don't want to bother her. She's doing the done for you with the tech questions. So is it better to go through support if I have specific tech questions versus the done for you questions?
Yeah, thanks for asking. Yeah, ideally send us the tech questions at support and we can walk you through them. Obviously, it's a bit of a gray area because, of course, they're going to blend. You can't completely separate how to do it from what you're trying to do. So it's all good. We'll help you out from whatever angle. And if we need to send you to each other, we will, but it's all good. But yeah, generally send us the questions about how to at support and we can walk you through it, teach you how. And then Marina generally does more of the actual putting it together for you.
Okay. And whether you email, whether I just email at that email address or use the chat box, it's the same method, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is that in the help article about using the plus sign with Gmail or other emails? Because it is.
Yeah, it's in a couple places.
Okay. Because I tried really hard to use the help, but I'll have to make sure I don't miss anything. I mean, I have other questions and things, but I don't want to take up all the time. So if you want to give somebody else a chance, and then if there's time, I can ask you other questions.
Awesome. Thanks, Amelia. Yeah, that sounds great. Why don't we take kind of a survey of like hands or in chat, or just give me an overview of who's got questions. If you guys want to like pop up, Carrie's got questions. Cool. Is that it for the moment? Cool. Let's go to Carrie's question. Oh, wait, let me see what's up in the chat here. Kavita has a question. Okay, cool. So let's go to Carrie and then Kavita, and then we will swing back around to Amelia.
Okay, so I'm still trying to get everything, like the visual aspects of the course figured out. Somebody, I cannot remember her name, had sent me a couple Loom videos to try to help me. I don't know if you know, I'm sure your team's not that big, but somebody, I can't remember her name. But anyway, it was helpful, but I'm still feel like I'm struggling with, let me show you an example of what I'm trying to do here. So this was actually a course that Barry had purchased through you guys, and I'm trying to replicate it a little bit.
Okay, cool.
And so the one part that I wasn't sure, like specifically how to get that, like their name.
Uh-huh. How to get the student's name right there?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be by using the / key to pull up the token menu.
Okay, and where does that, like, how, I guess,
How do you get
yeah,
there? Yeah, you're gonna do this by going to step 4,
okay.
and you're gonna customize the all trainings page.
Okay, is this hard? I mean, should I just not bother with it, or?
It shouldn't be hard.
Okay.
You want to pull it up right now and look
Yeah,
at it?
yeah, that'd be great. Let me get out of that then. Sorry, you guys have to see all this. Okay, so we're doing this course here. All right, and then
So
go
you're
to
gonna
4.
open in step 4.
Okay,
All trainings page on the top row there. Yeah.
okay.
Okay, so we're gonna edit that top block there with the image. So yeah,
Okay, so edit content.
exactly.
Okay,
And go ahead and open up column 1. And you'll see there. Okay, so it looks like, let's see, they may have been using a different block because they had another line of text there, but let me just show you.
okay,
I'll go ahead and open either headline or text inside column 1 there. And so where it says all training, so right in that
okay.
field, go ahead and hit the /
Oops.
There you go.
Oh,
Now scroll down to
oh,
token.
tokens. Okay, you said tokens.
First name.
Oh, cool.
There you go.
Okay, awesome. Sorry, get excited about these things.
Yeah, I know, it's cool, right? Is that
Should I have a space? Oh, because then it will be.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
And
awesome.
it would say something like, here's your trainings.
Okay.
Carrie.
Okay. Okay. So we'll say all training carry, or should I have this above? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so it'll show up exactly like that. And so
Okay.
you can just hit return after that, like whatever
Okay.
you say there, like here's your trainings, Carrie.
Okay. 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 Well, I'll play with that, but now I got the idea of that. Well, while I'm here, this I feel like is the bane of my existence. These images, it just seems like this is the best that I've gotten to one of them, to be honest. It just seems like anytime I'm editing any of them, they're just like I'm putting in the exact sizes that you guys have on the website. I think it was explained to you in email and then to your colleague or whatever, but it always seems like they get squished.
These images right here,
Yeah.
these don't have dimensions because this box is dynamic. See how
Okay, that's
if you hit the return key over and over again,
yeah,
if you edit again, if you hit edit content.
Yeah, she was showing me that, but I guess I just cannot wrap my brain around that. Like, it just seems.
Just open up for me so we can.
So you want me to do headline?
Yeah, and then just hit return.
Yeah.
Return. There's no set dimensions for this because it's created to adjust to whatever size box you choose.
But I guess what I want is the image to be the size that you guys kind of had in there that are set. You know what I mean? Like, let's just, I don't know if you like, let's just say if it's like this big, that's like the main size that I'm seeing on most of the pages. It's
Mhm.
that big, but then unless I do this where I'm hitting enter, it's turning into this huge box. I don't want it to be that huge box. I want it to be the normal size of the image without making it like huge.
I would need to see an example, but it sounds like you just have too many lines like we do right now in this open text box right here. Like right now,
Okay.
you've got a big, huge image, so you would need to delete all these extra lines that I just asked you to put in.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I guess coming from Kajabi in that way, like there's so much I love about you guys, but this part for some reason I just can't like get my head wrapped around it and to make the sizes and everything look good. You know what I'm saying?
Well, with these boxes in particular, the bottom line is it's gonna adjust. There's not any set dimensions to find. The image is gonna adjust to whatever size box you put there.
Okay, so I guess how do you know what size box to make it look like not huge? I don't know. I think I'm like speaking a different language, I feel like, to what the system is.
So if you wanted this particular box to be smaller, you would
I want it to be smaller, but I don't want it to mess up the integrity of the photo. Because like in some of them, for example, like the guy's hands were out of it, or like this person's hands was out of it, and it would just show the calculator.
Yeah, unfortunately, because these pictures, are they coming from Unsplash or?
They're coming from, I'm making most of them in Canva.
Okay, and then you're just uploading them?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we don't have that level of fine-grained control on this.
Okay. Okay. So what do you suggest, I guess, so that I'm not driving myself bananas with this? Kind of like where do you guys take like most of your images, or where like the course I just showed you, like where did they get those images? Because everything just looks so like amazing when they did the course, and I want this one to look like that too.
I need more specifics about like what amazing looks like, what
Yeah,
amazing means.
let me show you. Let me go back. Sorry. And if you want to stop, I can because I know somebody else had questions.
Sure, let's hop to Kavita while you
Yeah,
pull up some examples and
perfect.
then we can
Perfect.
swing around. Okay. Hey,
Hey
Kavita.
everyone. Hey, always glad to be here. Um, I just wanted your verbal sharing with me about the Ask the Expert feature that you guys have added. I've recently noticed that.
Mhm.
I think it's pretty cool. So maybe if you just, I've been reading through the article to get a sense of it, but if you give me, like, is there any things to know or some nuances if like best practices, maybe like you build it out, you activate it after you finish the course and then it creates that, or you activate it before you build the course, and maybe some things we can know about it as we use it, because I think it's a pretty cool feature and my head is now just wrapping around, well, oh my goodness, how do I use this?
Yeah, I would love to be able to help. And totally honestly, the doc has like the very latest of what we've got. Like this is brand new. You guys and your feedback is absolutely developing this with us and for us as we go. So the straight up honest answer, Kavita, is you know as well as I do at this point, and what you discover is going to be like the answers to this. I wish
Got
I
it.
could help, but I don't have any more expertise at the moment than
I
hey,
didn't realize it was so brand new. I was like, wait a minute, did I not see this, or is it something,
no,
what
I
happened?
mean, as of like, what's it been, a couple of weeks? I don't know. It's pretty brand new. So there's going to be a lot of refining going on with this, and
Got
we're
it.
definitely going to build out a lot more features with that. But kind of the way we always work is before putting a ton of time and manpower into building, like, how is it working for you guys? What do you like? What's not working? What
Got
needs
it.
to be
Yes.
fixed? So, you know as well as I do.
Yes, I hear you. I'm on board. I appreciate the feedback, and I'll
Yeah,
definitely explore more and also share the things that I come across. So
yeah, please.
pretty excited for the future. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you. I'm good.
please
Thank you.
share it with us at the desk, share it in the Facebook group
Yes.
so that we can, have a larger conversation with the community about what's working, where we want to go deeper. And
No problem.
stand out. And yeah, I'm so glad you're excited about it. It's pretty cool. Yeah,
Yes. All right. Thank you so much, love.
cool. Yeah,
Right,
thank you
okay.
for bringing that up, Kavita. It's gonna be exciting to see how it goes.
Do you,
Yeah.
do you mind just giving a little bit of an overview of what you're talking about?
Oh, yeah, we have a new AI bot feature. It
Yeah.
basically is a bot that your students, you turn it on, first of all, you decide if you want to use this or not. And if so, you turn it on and you train the bot by like clicking a thing. And basically the bot learns your course material. So when a student at 2 a.m. wants to be like, I don't know, remind me what you teach on, Debbie. What are your courses about? If you want to give me an example, if your student wants to be about how do I find my coaching client? Your bot is going to go through your course material and come up with an answer and give it to the student based on everything
Wow.
shared.
Okay. Sounds yeah, clever and interesting at the same time.
Yeah, so it's pretty exciting, and one of the more fine-grained controls that we'll probably be adding in the future is things like which content. Do you want it to know all of your content? Do you want it to only know some of it? What things do you want it to search and give answers to? Yeah, Kavita's saying in essence, you don't need dedicated staff for your chatbot. Exactly. So if the answers are somewhere in your course content, the bot can learn that, search, and give a targeted, specific to your course material answer to your students. Is the AI feature?
Did you say, did Kavita say there was an article somewhere that we can get up to speed with that?
Yes.
Was that
Let
in
me
the
go ahead
Facebook
and-
group, or was that?
Let me go ahead and drop that in right here.
I got the article for
Kavita's
you.
ahead of me. Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Kavita.
Thanks. And sorry, hopping in here, but I have a similar question that Carrie was asking about, because I've created a sales page, but I'm struggling with the size of the images on a sales page. So is there a fixed size, in which case is there a table or somewhere I can go to get the right size of the images I want on the sales page?
Which images are we talking about?
These are the 3 images that are available within Xperiencify.
Yeah, sorry, let me clarify which block. Like in Carrie's question, we were talking about dynamic blocks that actually change in response to the size that you're making the block. So the blocks that Carrie was looking at, they expand and shrink. So there's no set image size because the image is going to automatically adjust.
Yeah, sure. This is taking a sales template when already made, because I like to make things simple for myself. And I'm just uploading some images, but not all of them actually fit in the box. And I was just wondering whether I can resize them actually on the sales page. So it's just the blurb at the top, and then it's a picture with a description of module 1 picture, and to get all the pictures the same size. I know it's only a sort of minor detail, but it looks a little bit out of balance,
for sure.
and not the same size, but it's specifically on the sales page. There's 4 on there, 3 are just right, and there's this one that I just can't seem to change.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, cool. It's going to depend on the block you're using rather than the page you're using. But
Is it? Right. Okay.
in the help doc, there is let me see if I can find real quick the general best practice for image sizing. And if I can't find this very quickly, I'll grab it and get it to you guys. Let me grab that for you guys after, and I will get it to you. I'll post it in the comments of YouTube, or I'll post it on the Facebook group. Does that
Okay,
does that
thank
work?
you.
Because I want to make sure that I get the most up-to-date one. Basically, there's a ratio that is going to be like the most helpful for using images that are not the dynamic boxes. The dynamic boxes is a different thing.
Yes, I
It's not
understood
a
that.
set.
Yeah.
Okay,
Mhm, yeah.
cool.
Oh, that'd be helpful. Yeah, lovely.
Okay,
Thank
cool.
you.
Let me, I'm gonna double check on that unless anybody happens to magically have it at their fingertips right now. It's in the help center, but I don't want to search. So let me check on that and I'll post in the Facebook group and give you
Lovely.
the ratio that it should be.
Thank you.
Help, yeah. Cool, what else? All right, we had some stuff we were gonna circle back to. Was that Amelia and Carrie? Who had stuff to come
Yeah,
back?
I do have a couple quick questions. I did also put a little note about the AI in the chat. Like a side question, is the AI feature separate than the comments feature? Because you got the comments feature, the forum, and now we have AI.
Do you mean, does it search the comments for answers?
No, that it's separate. Like right now, in one of my upcoming courses, the comments feature's turned on. So
Mhm.
that's, I have like that at the bottom of pages. So if a student wants to ask a question, so is the AI going
Totally
to,
different.
it's totally separate and different.
Yeah,
As also the forum is separate too. Okay, so they're going to have a variety now of places to ask questions.
yeah, the difference would be the comments box would obviously be asking you or fellow students. AI bot, of course, would give them an instant answer based on your course content.
I see. Okay, I do want to explore it, but like the others are thinking, like I would love to see like an example, or if I could test it myself before having students, look at it, because I don't know what kind of answers it's going to give them.
Yeah, you can totally test it. Yeah. Yeah.
Without somebody else seeing it, or well,
What I would do is duplicate your course and then just add yourself only as a student to the duplicated course.
that's a good idea.
And then.
Okay.
answer.
Just real quick, kind of similar to what Carrie was saying about the spacing, like I noticed something yesterday, but it didn't have to do with graphics, it had to do with text. So that same area where it's like, say it's like the trainings page or like action item or something where you want to have like a short sentence instruction for the student. Mine was long, so it overlapped, word wrapped on a second line, and it was kind of tight. You know what I mean? Like, so in other words, it would have been nice to have, and I did see a padding option. I know it's a top and bottom padding, but I don't know if there's any padding, like line spacing.
There's option for sizing of the text
Which
in
I've
many boxes.
Well, like there's normal text and then there's like the H1, 2, or 3.
There's that, but there's more fine-grained options in a lot of places. If you want to pull up a specific example of where you're talking about, I can show you and look at it with you, because many of the text boxes have an additional font and sizing feature.
Oh, okay. I'll try to pull that up
Your icon.
in shortly. And real quick, there's a real quick question. The certificates. I know in one of Murray's emails or article, he said that possibly looking into some additional styles. Is that gonna, do you think that they're gonna have maybe some additional options? I mean, I liked one of the certificates, but then it didn't have the badge symbol on it. And I know he said like there's ways to customize it. I think it was gonna cost $50 or something, but as far as certificates, like adding more styles or giving us a little bit more flexibility.
So you can absolutely customize your own. Yeah, I forget the cost at the moment. Is it $50? It's something like that.
Yeah, but I mean,
People-
all I really wanted was like, there's one that has the badge, it looks like a circle with its ribbon under at the bottom. I think the badge is on there for portrait, but the badge is not in there for the landscape or the horizontal version. So
there's not, like, what we've got is what we've got for the moment. As far as if you want something different, it would need to be customizing your own.
Oh, I see. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. I guess I could try to pull up real quick. Just. Okay, so, well, this isn't the exact page, but maybe I could find it or show you. I have to look. Let's
Yeah,
see.
if you show me an example, I'll show you where many of them, not every single text box, but many of them do have another option.
I think it's trying to find which okay, I think it's inside one of the trainings. Okay,
And you'll want to be in your step 4.
this doesn't look bad, but I think it's when I increase the size of the text. This doesn't look bad, but like to me, I don't know, how does it look to you? Doesn't that look kind of like on a tiny small side, the sentence here?
Yeah, it looks a little small to me. Okay, so this is actually in the training content. So this isn't what I was thinking of as far as customizing the course pages.
Mm-hmm. I figured out how to make these bold, and like I made these bigger. There was another part though, right under here. Let me see if I find it. I think it might have been one of the other trainings. Let's see. Okay, that's not it. Yeah, of course.
Can I
Can't
show you
find
a couple,
this-
can I show you a quick trick? It's not,
I'm
so
sorry.
this is more in the actual training content.
Mhm.
But if you were to back out and go into step 4 for me, I would love to show you one place that is just really good to know about. If you just open any course, yeah, and go to step 4 and open, let's say the all trainings page as an example. And go ahead and edit any like this top content block. Yeah, let's
I'm sorry, the Zoom bar was in the way for a second. Edit layout.
edit content.
Oh, okay.
Wait, let me think. Is it layout or content? I'm gonna have to look with you. Go ahead and open column 1 for me. Open text. Okay, see where it says text type medium, and then over on the right, there's a little gear icon on that.
Uh-huh.
Click on that. And this is going to give you way more fine-grained control on fonts, font size, line height, spacing.
Okay, I just took a screenshot of that. Okay. That helps.
So that is in many of the text boxes, not every single one, but check for that whenever you're editing step 4, because it's a little hidden in there, but there's actually a lot more control than is obvious for all those little spacing things.
Can I just ask if is everyone keeping like the secondary sentences that small? Like I just thought it might be too small. This
Probably make it a little larger in the here's what's possible.
because I was just like
That
thinking
looks a
maybe
little
like the default, because I think I made these two actually the top and the secondary sentence a little larger, but like under get started seems really tiny to
Yeah, to
me.
me that
And I
looks a
just
little
wondered
small.
how it looked on your end.
Yeah, I would make that a little bigger personally.
Okay. Just trying to think if I had anything else while I was here. Okay. I guess while I'm here, one more question about the bonuses. So I recently, working with Marina, have my bonuses now showing on, I think, almost everywhere right away instead of triggering them later, only because I found that there wasn't really a place that told them that there are bonuses unless I'm missing something. So when they're done the course, unless they saw my bonuses up here, they might not know that there are bonuses.
Okay.
So am I missing anything? Like, or I don't know if anybody else is using bonuses, like,
Well,
How-
you can tell them,
how you're
you can be like,
communicating.
hey, your bonus just dropped. Here you go. Or you've completed module 3. So here's a bonus. I mean, you can always send them an email. You can have you can even have a text box pop up and announce it at a certain point in the course.
a text box? What do you mean?
Meaning you can have a text block on, let's say it was on your all trainings page, for example. Or I'm sorry, it would be on your single trainings page, most likely. I'll give you an example if you want to click into there and visualize it with me. Click into a single training. So as an example of what you could do, you could have a text block at the bottom of this page. And remember, this is a template that's showing up on every single training, but you could have a text block that could say, congratulations, you've unlocked your bonus, da, 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 da. Click here to access it. But this text block could only become available at a certain point in the course. So for example, as soon as they finish module 3, all of a sudden a text block on their single training page becomes available and says, hey, you just unlocked a bonus. And then they can click on it.
So a conditional text box somewhere towards the bottom of this, well, it would pop up when
As-
they're finished.
Yeah. So that would be one way of letting them know. Another way would be just having an automated email or SMS message. Congratulations on getting this far. Here's a bonus to check out, something like that.
In other words, if they click on one or both of these action items, can it pop up then? Because I'm afraid that they might go past the screen before they see it.
It could pop up then. It might need to be both, but yep, you could create a block that would only become visible when they've completed a certain training.
And then you're calling it a text block, but is it are one of these a text block? So it would be graphic with text?
It would be a block that goes on your page, like your page is made up of blocks. So it would be just another block that would appear, but it would only appear at a certain point in the course. For example, when they finished module 2 training 2.
Okay. Then tell them about the bonuses.
Yeah, so those would be the ways, some good ways to do it. Either just have the block appear or send them an email or send them a text.
Okay, because I noticed the only other place that I noticed that seemed to be in one of the standard emails is the course completion. Oh no, that wasn't actually that. There's another standard email that I used, and it's I changed it to it's a star, like the star emoji, but it originally had and it had like a little rocket ship on it. I think that was a standard one, unless Marina set that up, but it was when they reached a certain number of XP points, then they got this email. And like I said, I changed it to you're a star, or yeah, I'm sorry, like you're a star, you earned 85 XP points. And then in there, it says, we also have bonuses for you. Click here to check out your bonuses. But when I clicked where it said, it actually took them, I think, to the home screen. So I just have to check the link there because I wanted to go to the bonuses screen instead. Yeah. I mean, it's all great. I know somebody said they were coming from Kajabi, and I actually used to use Podia. So it's like there's a lot of intricate things to learn to make it right. Taking a little bit longer than I would have hoped for to get it all right. So, but I'm almost there. How's everyone else doing?
I feel the same way, Amelia.
There's a
Yeah.
lot to learn. There is a lot to get. And I
But it's-
know about getting it all because it keeps growing so fast that I've never yet gotten it all because we bring new things in as fast as I learn them. So here we are. Yeah. You were
Yeah.
saying, Terry?
No, I mean, it's just such a better platform than Kajabi. It just, there is a more of a learning curve, I think, than I had thought. Was some of it is like super easy, like to upload the videos and all that stuff to me was like simple. Just more making it look good is like, ooh, where's this? Where's that? But
Mm,
yeah.
Okay.
But I found the same thing with Podia. I think whatever course platform, you're always going to have the text and the graphics and all that ready. You know, I wish we could snap our fingers and it would be all perfect for us, right?
Yeah. And I think part of it is I'm more of a tech person. So like the graphic design, like when you say dynamic, I still like, I know what that means, but like in this place, I can't like wrap my head around is it just means like whatever size photo or image I'm putting in, it stretches to make it that size. Like, yeah.
It adjusts. Yeah. It means
Okay.
the photo adjusts to fit the size of the box.
Okay. Yeah.
Is there on a help screen, to add to what you're saying, Carrie? Is there on a help screen size recommendations for us so that we know? Because a lot of times we are guessing. I use Canva too, and I don't always know the exact size, and then I have to go maybe crop it or enlarge it.
Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do for this. I want to double check on the ratio. There's an overall ratio that's generally good. But if you guys, Debbie and Amelia and anybody else, if you could send me if you can email me at the support desk and send me like a screenshot of exactly the image you're talking about, so that I can make sure I know exactly what you're looking to size. If there's something that just isn't fitting quite right, send me exactly what that is and tell me like what course and what module training to look at.
And I'm sorry, what's your first name again?
I'm Rachel.
Rachel. Okay.
Yeah.
I know for sure the graphics for each training, and also the graphics that appear in the circle for the action items, those I was changing. And when I changed them, I had to like it, you know how when you add it, sometimes it lets you move it a little bit left and right or up and down. Like I couldn't adjust it in that respect. So I had to, outside of that, I had to either enlarge it or widen it so that when I uploaded it, it would appear centered, or that you could see the whole thing. And then in the circle too. So.
Okay, so for something like that, I'm gonna need like a specific example. So if you can show, and maybe you already fixed these, so you may not have a great example at the moment, but if you run into it, if you can send me a screenshot and just show me exactly the image that you're talking about so that I can take a look at it. But I'm gonna get you guys the general ratio and the general size that we recommend for the trainings for like step 3 for all of the thumbnails of each module and training. There is a recommended size. I just want to double check and make sure I have that really up to date. And then Debbie, your image is actually something different because that's in step 4. And of course, there's all these different size boxes and images in the different text and image blocks. So if you just show me and like send me a screenshot of the one you're using, I'll just find out for sure exactly what that should be.
Yeah.
That helpful?
Yeah. Very
I
helpful.
hear you guys. I hear you on the image stuff. And I will be very happy when one day we have like way more controls to even size it like within the content notes. Like this drives me a little bit crazy. Like you can't, resize the image inside the content notes. And I would love to be able to just make things a lot more, look a lot better at the snap of the fingers. And yeah, it's priorities and it's building the stuff that's most essential and continuing from there. So we'll get it all, but for the moment, definitely Debbie, send me the screenshot of what you're talking about. And Amelia, I'm going to check on the thumbnail recommended size. And Carrie, the overall ratio may be helpful here. And if I can help further with that, let me know. Keep me posted.
Rachel, can I just show you this overall thing that I wanted to show you just to give you an idea of what I'm trying to go for here? Okay, so this was whatever 2021, so it's might even be some of the stuff might be outdated on here, but like what did I want to show you here? Okay, so like these images, this is like what I want to get for our course here.
Okay.
Where do you know, like if a graphic designer did this somewhere special, like, because I love just the cohesiveness of how this looks on the page.
I don't know who designed these. This would be an LYM thing. If you want to email their team at liveyourmessage@support.com, they might be able to tell you that.
Okay.
But I will definitely get you the sizing for these all training page blocks in the block.
There was one other question I wanted to ask you. Was it? No, it wasn't that one. Sorry. I had this ready and then I played around on my computer. Okay. So I think it was this one. Okay. So are each of these like a separate block that she created in here? Like Marissa and then.
Yeah, it looks like separate blocks.
Okay. So I'm just wondering about that. And then let's see, there was one other one. Was it this one? Yeah, so each of these things, they're just like separate blocks that they just like drag in there and edit.
Definitely, yes.
Okay, that's what I thought. I just want to confirm. I don't know. They just did such a good job. Everything in there to me looks so well like designed, and I want to.
It does look good, and truthfully, I do know Marisa spends tens of thousands on customizing her course platform and all of her. So note that she's had a lot of support in making every aspect of it look gorgeous.
I'll let Barry know that because I think he had that impression that some of that we could do, and I'm like, some of we probably can, but I'm like, some of it I bet was paid.
You can do, but yeah, not everything you see in LYM is necessarily going to be click of a button stuff because she definitely did a lot of custom coding to her site. So
awesome. Okay, that makes me feel better. Thank you.
Yeah, that's the intention here. Cool.
But Rachel, can I just check with the testing of the email if I understood you right? So for me, I've got several email addresses, like Amelia was saying, and I've been testing. So I've got DebbieWills9@gmail. So are you saying I still have to have the DebbieWills9, but just add the plus whatever number?
Debbie, whatever. Debbie Wills 9 plus test at Gmail will be a whole new one. Debbie Wills 9 plus test 2 will be another one.
Okay, that's what I thought. Great. So I still need the front bit, and then it's plus whatever at Gmail. Great.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, Rachel, to add to what Debbie was saying, so if we do that and we use like our personal Gmail, we will get those emails then?
You will get those emails to your regular personal Debbie Wills Gmail.
Now, will it say, it won't like say it's from plus? We'll have the plus in there in case we're using multiple emails with different information after the plus. We'll be able to tell which one it's coming from. It will have that in there. Okay. And one thing I discovered yesterday, which I love, and I don't know if the others have found this, but in students, if you click on the student and then go into activity, it shows you all the activity. So you could track what happened, like person finished training, person earned 30. I just looked at, and that's actually how I discovered that why my, reusing the email wasn't working because I
Hmm,
created a new test student called Testy Tester today, and I used an email that I had already used. And as soon as I set up the email, it already said she was 60% done. And I was like, but I didn't do anything. And
That's
that's
good.
because I
Yeah.
reused the email, right?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Got it. Okay.
Let me mention one last thing in here that just might be helpful on this whole email testing thing, is that this is just good to be aware of in general. When you set up your automation, it's going to say, here's your starting trigger, and there's going to be a box called settings, and it will say how often should this setting fire or run or something like that. And the default option is once only. You can also change it to like once a day or something else. But this just means that if you have a test student and you set up a welcome automation and it goes off and it's set to fire once only, then running that same automation again in the future is never going to work for that test student because it was set to go once only. Am I making sense?
That happened to me.
Like
Like I didn't get the welcome email because that email, that test student was already done, was already past that.
Yeah.
Okay, but do we really have to do that though if we use that plus?
You don't, and I would just use new students. That's just the cleanest, easiest way to do it, in my opinion, but it's just a helpful thing in addition to be aware of when you're testing things or trying to figure out, wait, why didn't this person get something? Because it could be a student. Maybe a student joined and then for some reason you re-added them. I don't know why. If they didn't get the email the second time, it's probably because the settings were set to once only and they already received it the first time. So just want to throw that in as a piece to hold as a thing to check. Does everybody know where that is, where I'm talking about? Do you want me to pull that up super quick, or does that all make sense?
If you could pull it up just so
Yeah.
we make sure we know. And while
Yeah.
you're pulling that up, just to clarify, every time we test, especially if we make a change, it's always good to retest. We should have a new student with a different email with that, using that plus method, correct?
That's how I do it. That's the easiest for me. I mean, there's a lot of ways to.
Rachel, just talking about testing, because this comes up quite a lot. If I was to say to Amelia, I will just test your course. I mean, I don't know how much content you got in there, and is there any quick way of me just kind of going through the course without actually having to do the course, so that then Amelia would know that actually, it releases on time, that kind of thing, without actually having to go through the whole course?
Well, it depends on exactly what you mean that you're looking for. Like if you're looking for if it's releasing on time, then you would need to wait for them to release to see if it's releasing on time.
Yeah,
So it kind of depends what the intention is. And the answer to that really depends on how the course is set up. Like, can you jump ahead? Can you? But you're making me think of another like helpful little trick that I'll show you that's related to that in just a second.
Okay.
First, let me show you. Anytime you set up an automation, here's our automation, and here is our setup of the automation. So by default, this experience is allowed to run once only. So that means that if a student was for some reason added to the course a second time, according to these settings, they're not going to get the email. I could change that. I think the most is once a day. Cool.
I see. Rachel,
Other thing I wanted to show you that's related to Debbie's question of how could we test is, let's say I added myself to a test course today, but this test course had content release over a period of weeks, and I wanted to be able to see it all at once. What I could do is open up that student's profile and go to courses and change the start date to whatever I want. And now I'm just changing so that this student started on April 1st. So that means if there was a bunch of weeks of content to drip every week, now they're magically all available to me. So is that helpful, Debbie, as far as?
Yeah, that is helpful. Yeah.
Can I add that thank you, Debbie, for mentioning that about testing. So when I go back and retest with a different test student, I'm assuming I don't have to watch my videos. Sometimes I just play it for a second, but it's mostly clicking the radio buttons for all the action items. That's it. Like
Exactly. That's what determines.
So like for me testing for my own, or if I have no people that are testing, I mean, I would love that for them to watch the videos, but if they don't get through them all, they can fast forward. As long as they click on all the radio buttons, they earn the XPs.
Correct.
And, and speaking of that, and the screen you're showing, this could have been because I was reusing emails, but Marina tested once and I tested once where it was like, it worked good, but it said 98% completed, but yet we went through everything. And shouldn't it always equal 100% as long as you click on all the radio buttons and earn all the XPs?
Mm-hmm. Pre-actions are a good thing to check. Those are included.
We did those. It was.
I would need to look at a specific
Okay.
to know exactly what was up.
Okay. Mine has a total of 85 XPs, and I sort of had it in my head that I thought it had to equal 100, but then I kind of gave that up. But it's just a number of points. It doesn't really have to add up to any particular number, right? Like, I don't know what everybody else is doing, but I think I had in my head, like, are they going to think, oh, I got an 85 because I got 85 points, or should it equal 100? Or I guess it doesn't matter.
Totally up to you. Yeah. I don't think that matters.
And then for bonuses, I have 2 bonuses and I gave them XXP points. But what I noticed when they earn the XXP points, it doesn't do that pop-up where it adds like the XPs when they earn for the XXPs. You know how it pops up at the bottom and says you've
The
earned.
bar doesn't pop up?
It's not well, I guess it's a bar. Yeah, at the bottom it says, you have earned,
Yeah.
10 out of 50 XPs. But when I click on the action items for the bonuses, it chimes. Then I hear the noise. This is just one of the things I haven't really addressed yet with support or Marina. I heard the chimes, but at the bottom it didn't say you earned 3 XXPs, and I didn't know whether that was because they're XXPs or they're bonuses or.
I would need to look at that. Send that to us at support.
Okay. XXPs. Okay. Okay. Very helpful. Thank you.
Cool. Good stuff, guys. All right. So Debbie's going to send me an image from the sales page. And I'm checking for Amelia the thumbnail size images. And I'm going to carry the all trainings block images. And I'm checking the overall ratio in general. Anything else that I'm forgetting that we need to get resolved?
Not that I could think of. Is the next open office hours, did I read properly? It's not until the 27th?
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Okay.
Cool.
Okay.
Rachel, do you mind me making a suggestion? I know Mary is constantly evolving and adding things, and I was an early adopter, and I'm still way behind. And
There's no behind.
hearing the conversation in a sense, because when it was first set up, it was more template based, in which case you just added your content and the templates were there. So as it's evolved, it's
Yeah.
getting more and more sort of build your own with lots of other features, which is fine. But is there any chance you, if you wouldn't mind, maybe at the beginning of these sessions, just given a brief update of what's new? I mean, you might go a couple of weeks and there might not be anything, but because of the flow of information, and whether it's email, Facebook, there's always, stuff, isn't there, going on, but you can't always keep up with it. So I'm just thinking,
Yeah, totally. I
just
agree.
to start the call, like there's been 3 updates this week. It's this and this and this, and you can find the information wherever. Not to necessarily be talking about it in any detail on these calls, because I like the format of these sessions, but just to kind of let us know what the latest updates are, maybe.
Yeah, you're so right that there is like so much constantly coming. And one thing to know about is that we have a doc in the help center called release notes that
Right, okay.
updates not every single little nook and cranny and bug fix and every tiny little glitch, but the major, I think I have to update it actually, so give me a day, but the major ones are all there. So that is one good place to just bookmark and just keep tabs on, and you can kind of follow along with at least the big releases, because I completely agree. It's a lot, and it's certainly changed a lot since the early days, and it's a lot to keep track of. I totally hear you.
And just finally, that the format of those 101 trainings are brilliant, because they're it's literally a step-by-step for anybody new putting anything on Xperiencify. Though that sort of checklist is spot on, and because it just covers all of it and it's very easy to understand and follow. So just to get people going, at least.
Yeah.
Do you know the one I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know the one I mean? The XP 101.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Is that in help or?
It's in the office hours.
Oh, okay. I think I've seen that. I think I've seen the heading.
It covers everything in that you can do it step by step, so you don't miss anything. I find it really helpful to start with.
Yeah, fantastic.
One final thing I wanted to say that was also helpful for me lately is if I don't have a technical question, but I just want to bounce an idea off of another creator, the Facebook group, the Xperiencify Facebook group, to kind of share in there. I mean, somebody had a tech question, and then Murray popped in and said you could send that to support. But then if you have a question, like it's like Debbie, Carrie, or Kavita, if we wanted to like ask each other, somebody had information there about pricing, we were talking about pricing, and so I find that helpful too.
Awesome. Yeah, it's a great group. A lot of really good people in there doing cool stuff. Cool. Thanks, you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I will get you some picture info and we'll get that cleared up, and let me know how it goes.
Thank you for your help.
Take care.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Right.
Thanks,
Bye,
everyone.
everyone.
See you again. Bye.